What's going on, Omnibuddies? Mitch here, and today we are taking a look at another book. Yes, we're doing an overview. What are we looking at? We are looking at Matt Wagner's Grendel, Devil by Deed, Master Edition. All right, so first things first, thank you to Dark Horse for hooking me up with a copy of this book. I have never read Grendel before. I knew that this was coming out a very long time ago, and I've heard that this is a great story. And so I was very excited when it finally dropped on my doorstep, and I could finally read this. I went in completely blind, having no idea who or what Grendel was. And so you know what? Let's find out my thoughts. So what happens when you're a young prodigy and everything comes naturally to you and you're really good at everything? In Eddie's case, during the day, he's a successful novelist, super genius, amazing guy, socialite, all those things. But by night, he is Grendel, the crime lord who has taken over the city and is on his way to taking over the world. Grendel, Devil by Deeds, the Master Edition, is by Matt Wagner with colors by Brennan Wagner. This is the 120-page retelling and collection of Hunter Rose, the original Grendel, by Matt Wagner. I gotta say, the color or lack thereof any color in this book really took me by surprise. I was expecting it to be that dark, brooding type book, but this was something wholly different. It has that Art Deco style where it's more of a prose story with this Art Deco style behind it. This story is told through Christine Spar, who is sort of the adopted granddaughter of Hunter Rose. She goes on to pour through his diary entries and give us anecdotal tidbits along the way, and she tells the story of her grandfather, Hunter Rose, as he goes from Eddie to becoming Grendel, this crime lord. I was not expecting this type of story where you see this ultra-rich, super genius socialite purposefully fall deep into the criminal underground. It was definitely an interesting look, psychologically, socially, all of that as you follow his story. It's really interesting to see the meticulousness of it and kind of the downfall of his whole system due to him letting in more love. You know, when he loses his love, that's when it sets him on this path, and then when he decides to love again, that's when it all kind of begins to collapse. Definitely an interesting take. I gotta say, the art was absolutely phenomenal. As I opened up this book initially, like I said before, I was shocked by the starkness of the black and white and then just the vibrance of the red along the way to add that color and add that pop and really take it to that next level. Speaking of next level, when they add in a wolfman, then you know things are getting serious. I absolutely love the antagonists in this book, that it's this hundreds of years old wolfman who's cursed and is trying to regain his honor and is working with the police to bring down Grendel. It's really interesting to see this happen and how it all actually ends up playing out. This book is definitely not for the kids. There is a lot of gore and a lot of violence in it, and there definitely is some nudity in here, so fair warning if you are averse to those types of things. But like I said before, this is more of a prose story and less of a comic, where there is some paneling in here, but it is more of flashes of art with prose narration laid over the top of it, where it actually has what looks to be tape holding these notes onto the story. This book definitely should not work as well as it does, but for some reason it all comes together and Matt Wagner really commits to this bit and it pays off in the long run. Again, it's only 120 pages, so it's actually a relatively short read, other than there is definitely a lot more text on the pages compared to the traditional comics. If you've had any interest in the Grendel storyline, or if you have read a lot of Grendel before but haven't gotten that Hunter Rose origin story, this is definitely the place to start, and you're not going to want to miss it. All right, so that was a quick look at Grendel, Devil by Deeds by Matt Wagner. Man, that book took me off guard. It was super cool. Not really what I was expecting, but I do love a good kind of street level anti-hero, because he's not really a hero. He's, you know, kind of that gray area. I love when they play in that gray area where it's just not totally good, not totally bad or evil or anything like that. But it was really cool to see, and this probably gets a lot of comparisons to like Batman or Daredevil or something like that. But I thought it was really cool to basically have a anti-hero without all the rules of being able to kill or be violent or anything like that. Super fun look at what that hero could look like and what that hero could do, and especially when that hero is like super smart and a crazy rich dude. Like, it's pretty cool. And then when they introduce the other elements of like family and all that kind of stuff, really took me by surprise. I was not expecting it to go in that direction, so it was really cool to see a book go like that. My only complaints with it really are, I want that book in a larger, like, absolute size scale. I feel like every overview I make about a book that I love, I'm always like, give me a giant, like, absolute size book. But you know what, when the art's that cool and the story's that cool, and it's especially like a self-contained story. I know there's a ton more Grendel out there. There's like 4 trade paperback omnibuses out there that Dark Horse has been doing, so you can definitely go out and grab more Grendel. But really cool to see a self-contained story like that. That could definitely be just, that's it. You could be one and done with it. But they definitely can go a lot more places with the story, and they obviously have. So now I'm really excited to check out some more Grendel in the future. Hopefully they do some, like, I mean, Dark Horse does some great deluxe editions now, especially with all their like manga lines. I would love to see them do something like that, collecting all of Grendel. But hopefully, we never know. But yeah, that's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notification, do all those things. But like I say in every video, the most important thing to do is comment. Please comment. Let me know who your favorite anti-hero is in comics. Is it is it like a Selena Kyle or something like that, where they're kind of living in that gray area? Let me know in the comments who your favorite kind of the gray area anti-hero is and why. And if you know a lot about Grendel, probably way more than me if you've read more Grendel, let me know in the comments what I'm in for and what to check out. All right, that's it. Take care. Stay cool.